Hey guys, today I will guide you through a step by step process of creating your first Copilot Studio agent and publishing this agent to Teams and Copilot M365. I also have a surprise for you at the end of the video. So let's just get started. So there are some requirements to create your first Copilot Studio agent. You either need an M365 Copilot license, a Copilot Studio license, Copilot Studio user license, or a Copilot Studio viral trial, which you can get by yourself and get a developer environment. And that's the next thing. You also need you need access to a Power Platform environment where you have the environment maker role, for example, and you will be able to create the agent. So quickly, let's look at the agent components in our video today. So we do have the Copilot Studio agent, and it will be a sales support agent. So the agent will have a name, a description, which just describes the agent for the users, and an instruction. This will dictate how the agent behaves. So this will be, for example, the persona and other related, like for example, tools. So if you have flows, you can connect them here and tell the agent how to do the workflow. And the next thing we will do is orchestration. Do you choose classic or do you choose generative orchestration? That is a good thing. And knowledge, there is two ways to get SharePoint files into your agent, and we will look at these two ways quickly. And last but not least, we will look at publishing and authentication. So let's just jump into Copilot Studio and start creating the agent. So here is my SharePoint site, the sales site, and you see I have some documents here, sales customer engagement document here, and I do have other documents too. So I just created these documents to show you for this demo. And let's now you're in Copilot Studio. Once you get the license, you can see that you're in some environment. It can be your own developer environment. And once you're here, if you watch one of my other videos, we do create a solution. And once you put the agent in a solution, it will be like a container for the agent and all the components related to the agent. So this will make it easy for you to move the agent from the developer environment to a test environment and then to a production environment. So let's quickly create the solution. So from my solution here, I'm currently creating a new agent. So you do that by pressing on the new here and create an agent. So that will bring me to this screen, which you can also come to by using here this button here, create, and you create a new agent. So I will not do that now. I will just continue with this agent. So here you can decide to either describe the agent, which will use natural language. You will tell the agent that you want a sales agent, and the agent will. There is an agent in the backend that will create the agent for you. If you want to do it manually, you can just configure this here. So yeah, this gives you the agent name. So I will do this for now because there's a couple of things I want to explain here. Sales support agent. The description, I do have this somewhere here, and the description doesn't dictate how the agent works, but also it's important for the, let's say you have some child agents and you have a description for tools and flows. It's important because the agent will use the description to find the right tool or the right topic or the right agent. So the sales support agent is designed to assist sales professionals, and the instructions, let me just switch over to this side here. The instructions has some stuff that is important. You need the persona, you need the guidelines, like the general directions. How should the agent behave? And the tone, is it a formal agent or is it an agent that should act like a pirate? This is something you decide yourself. And then you have the restrictions. What should the agent not do? Are there some terminologies the agent should also take in think about? And then you also have the tools, which can be AI prompts, it can be agent flows, connectors, MCP, and also you can explain to the agent how the expected output should be. And this is something you can also give an example to the agent if you want to. So let's go back to Copilot Studio, and I will show you my example instruction, which I will get here now. So this is my example instruction where I do have the persona, I do have the purpose, sales support agent explaining this. I have where, let's see here, I have the knowledge sources just explained, and the behavior, it should semantically match the user's question. The answer composition, it should be clear, concise, and professional, include references when applicable, avoid speculation and unsupported advice, use examples and best practice from internal documentation. And this is just some more things that you should think about. And now we are in the knowledge. So from here, I can add knowledge, and let's see. So when you add knowledge here, you can see SharePoint. And there is a reason this is restricted, because this is what do I say? This is going to upload the file to Dataverse, and you must have created the agent first. That's why you see these are all grayed out. So I will not add SharePoint now. I will just create the agent, and I don't want web search on, so I will turn off web search for this agent demo. So now we have the description, we have the name, we have the instructions, and what we need now is the orchestration. As you can see here, we have generative orchestration. This means that the agent decides on what topic to choose, and this is based on the intent. So if the user writes something about sales ethics, the agent will understand this and trigger the right topic. But if we turn this off, let's just do it. So now this is turned off, and let's look at the topics to just show you how this works. So in the topics, you will see that, okay, let's see, the greeting topic will have some trigger phrases. And these are phrases that have to be defined by you in this case. So you do have to think about what the user is going to, you have to anticipate what the user is going to say and add all the different variants in here. So user says a phrase and you add them here. But if we switch back to generative, just let's just take a look and you will see the difference. Because in generative, you do have to write a description of the topic. So as you can see here, this is a description. Describe what the topic does. So no more trigger phrases. Now the agent will choose based on this description, which is important when you create your own custom topics, which we'll cover in a later video. So now let's look at the knowledge. Let's just look at the knowledge from the overview. We have the description, the generative orchestration, GPT 4.0. We can change this, but not for today. You have the instructions and the knowledge. So quickly onto the knowledge. So there are two SharePoint here. So this is sometimes confusing, but the difference between these two, I can explain quickly with these two slides here. So the first one, which is, if you look at this, you will see the semantic index, which lives in your M365 tenant, and you use Microsoft Graph to answer the question to M365 Copilot. So when you choose this option here, you will be using the semantic index. But when you choose this option here, you will be using the unstructured knowledge data source. So you will be uploading your files to Dataverse, and you will extract and use vector embeddings. So there is a embedding model here that takes this and vectorizes it, so that when the user asks a question, the knowledge retrieval API just gets it the answer from the vector. And the vector uses, of course, but sometimes I don't know which model is back there, but maybe cosine similarity is the one that is used. Then, if two words are close, they will have an angle, a small angle between them, or they will be, if they're totally alike, the angle will be almost zero. So this is the difference between those two SharePoint connections. So let's use this SharePoint connection. And the reason I'm using this is because I don't want to upload the files and I still want to use the semantic index in the M365 tenant. So I know it's more places here. So in my Power Platform testing site, I choose the sales documents and confirm selections. So I will use this knowledge, this folder as the knowledge source. and add this to the agent. So this will be added using the semantic index, which I just showed you. And this I will have to turn on enhanced search, which I will show you now. So in the settings, once I turn on enhanced search, I will have access to the M365 tenants. And this is already turned on by default, as you can see here. So if there is any M365 Copilot license in your tenant and all your data is semantically indexed, then you will have this information that is the graph tenant getting information from the semantic index. So this is good, looks good. Let's see. So now we'll just publish the agent. We now have the sales document. We are using GPT-4o, and the instruction is in place. And the description, I just had a description. Yeah, it's back here now. And we do have everything is in place. We don't have web search. And let's publish the agent. Yeah, you can always close this when the agent is publishing, and you will see here when it gets published. So let's look quickly at the channels, because I promised you to deploy to Teams and M365 Copilot. So before doing this, it's important to notice that because you choose M365 Microsoft Authentication, only Teams, M365, and SharePoint channel is available. And if you want to do something else, you should go to Authentication and change this. But for our case, we will not need this because we are publishing to only M365 and Copilot. So this is Authenticate with Microsoft. Looks good. This is a check, and let's go back and fix this now. So I will add Teams and M365 Copilot, and from there I will add the channel. And once I add the channel, I will just so this is add channel first, and once the channel is done adding, we have to publish the agent again. If you don't want to make the agent available in M365 Copilot, you can choose this, and you can choose the availability options. This can be either you can show teammates or show to everyone. And let me show you something cool. You can edit details, and in Teams, if you see here, your developer name always appears beside your. So I can have Wario, and it doesn't appear as a developer name. You can also add this agent to a team, and this agent can be used for groups and meeting chats. So this is important if you want to use them in your groups. Yeah, so now we've published the agent to Teams and Microsoft 365 Copilot. Let's take a quick look at Microsoft 365 Copilot. So once you press this, let's see here. So you do have these buttons which come up here, and you can view the agent in M365 Copilot and Teams. So let's do M365 Copilot. I will get the agent, and you remember I put my name in here. It's Wario, and this is built by Microsoft Copilot, and you will see the permissions. You will also see the overview here, and I will add the agent. So once you add the agent, you can start chatting with the agent and use the agent if the agent is shared with you, or you have access to the agent and you have access to the data in the agent in SharePoint, as SharePoint respects the delegated rights. So if you don't have access to the SharePoint files that are in the agent, you will not be able to get the answers from the agent. So as you can see here, I asked a question to my agent, I got the answer and the link to the SharePoint. So let's see if I ask another question. So how often are performance reviews? And let's try using this link to see where it leads. This should bring me to the document in SharePoint. Yeah, sales targets and metrics. That looks good. And this is the document from the SharePoint site. So let's see what my agent is saying here. How many perform? Yeah, this looks good. Quarterly reviews, annual reviews, same document. Yep, exactly. That's what I expected. And one more thing is the bonus now. You can actually deploy this agent to SharePoints by choosing the SharePoint site you want to deploy this agent to. So I will just use Power Platform Testing. And once I've deployed this site, it will say deployed here. And I can use the agent in the SharePoint site and share it with the users in there. So in the next video, we will add more components to the agent, and the end goal is adding Salesforce tables to the agent. So thank you for watching this video. We have looked at SharePoint using the Graph connector and SharePoint, how what happens behind the unstructured data in SharePoint, and publishing. And also we've looked at authentication. So see you next time, guys.